Most men are harmless, safe, predictable, domesticated. They traded their claws for comfort, their teeth for approval. They walk into a room, and nothing changes. No silence, no tension, no gravity, just another body in the crowd. But every once in a while, someone wakes up. You've seen him before. The man who doesn't raise his voice, yet everyone hears him. The man who doesn't demand respect, yet people feel it. He enters chaos, and chaos slows down. Not because he shouts, but because something ancient in the human mind recognizes danger. If you are here, something inside you is shifting. A quiet rebellion. You're starting to feel it. The old version of you, the one who tried to please everyone, is dying. And death always feels uncomfortable, because transformation is destructive. Old identities must burn before new power can exist. Let's clarify something. A dangerous man is not violent. Violence is the language of weak men who lost control. Real danger is different. It is quiet, like an iceberg beneath dark water. Silent, massive, unmovable. A presence capable of sinking ships simply by existing. A dangerous man cannot be manipulated. You cannot shame him. You cannot guilt him. You cannot control him with approval, because he already knows who he is. And a man who knows who he is becomes the most powerful person in any room he enters. Tonight we are going to explore 7 signs that you are changing. 7 signals that you are becoming the man Machiavelli understood. A man people watch carefully. A man people quietly fear. But understand this. This is not a list of life hacks. This is a mirror for the part of you most people are afraid to see. For years, you were trained to be nice, polite, agreeable, always understanding, always accommodating. You believed something simple. If you are good, the world will be good to you. But slowly, quietly, you started noticing something. The people who give the most often receive the least. The man who says yes to everything becomes invisible, not respected, not feared, not valued, only used. Because kindness without strength is not kindness. It is submission. The nice guy is not dangerous. He avoids conflict. He apologizes for existing. He explains himself too much. And the world learns something quickly. He can be pushed. He can be guilted. He can be controlled. But something changed inside you. A quiet realization. You are tired. Tired of explaining. Tired of pleasing. Tired of shrinking yourself so others can feel comfortable. And for the first time, a new word enters your vocabulary. No. No excuse. No apologies. Just clarity. Because you finally understand something most men never learn. Your time is a resource. Your energy is a resource. And every person who drains it is quietly stealing your future. This moment changes everything. When the need to be liked dies, power begins. You stop asking for permission. You stop negotiating your boundaries. You simply move forward. And if this realization is starting to awaken inside you, leave a single word below. Awake, not for me, but as a signal that you feel the shift too. Watch the average man for a moment. Everything controls him. A stranger insults him. He explodes. A message arrives. He panics. A woman rejects him. He collapses inside. His emotions pull the strings, and the world plays him like an instrument. Manipulators understand something simple. Reaction is power. They provoke, they insult, they guilt, and they wait for the moment you lose control. Because the man who reacts emotionally has already lost the game. But something is changing inside you. A gap is appearing. A pause between the event and your reaction. That pause is power. Because in that moment you stop being a victim of events and become a strategist. Machiavelli spoke of two animals, the lion and the fox. The lion has strength, but the fox knows traps. Most men react like lions. They charge the moment emotion appears. But the dangerous man becomes the fox. He studies. He waits. He chooses his moment. Your emotions are not enemies. They are signals. Anger, fear, disrespect. They are data. But data is not a command. Just because you feel anger does not mean you must become anger. This is the moment manipulators fear. When they push you and nothing happens. When they insult you and you remain calm. When they try to control your emotions and they find there is no handle to grab. Because the man who controls his reactions cannot be controlled by anyone. When we are young, we look up. We look up to fathers, to leaders, to celebrities, to heroes. We believe they are different, stronger, wiser, above us. But the moment you begin to wake up, the statues start to crack. You start to notice something. The powerful are just people. The famous are just people. The leaders are just people. Flawed, insecure, driven by incentives and survival. The illusion breaks, and suddenly the world becomes very different. The dangerous man removes pedestals. He does not worship. He observes. He studies. He negotiates. Because you cannot compete with someone you secretly believe is above you. But the moment the pedestal disappears, something changes. Now you can look them in the eye. This realization is uncomfortable because it destroys a comforting lie that someone out there has everything under control. But the truth is simpler. Everyone is improvising. Everyone is navigating chaos. Some are just better at pretending. The same applies to attraction. The man who worships loses power. He performs. He chases approval. But the man who sees clearly does something different. He respects. But he never worships. And paradoxically, this is exactly what creates attraction. When the pedestals disappear, your vision becomes sharper. You start seeing incentives, motives, power dynamics, the game behind the smiles. And if this perspective is helping you see the world differently, let this idea travel. Someone else out there might be ready to see it too. Look around you. Everyone is talking, broadcasting, posting, announcing every thought to the world, every plan, every emotion, every victory, every pain. Noise, endless noise. The modern world rewards exposure. Speak more, share more, reveal everything. But Machiavelli understood something different. Information is power. And the man who gives away his information freely gives away his power. The dangerous man does not announce his plans. He builds. Quietly. He improves. Quietly. He studies. Quietly. Because the moment you reveal your intentions, the world begins interfering. Silence creates tension. When you speak constantly, people understand you. But when you are silent, people wonder. They speculate. They project their fears onto you. And the person who speaks less usually holds more power. While others announce their goals, you work. While others seek attention, you improve. While others chase applause, you sharpen your edge. Silence becomes your shield, your laboratory, your incubator for greatness. And one day, something strange happens. While they were talking, you were becoming. While they were explaining, you were executing. And suddenly, you emerge. Different, stronger, sharper. The silent man does not arrive slowly. He appears all at once. There is a part of you that society told you to hide. Aggression, ambition, dominance. For years, you buried it. You tried to become harmless, civilized, soft. But something inside you never disappeared. It waited. Most men fear this part of themselves. They believe darkness makes them evil. But Carl Jung understood something deeper. The man who denies his shadow becomes controlled by it. The man who confronts it becomes powerful. The dangerous man does not destroy his monster. He trains it. Because a man without teeth is not peaceful. He is powerless. And powerless men are the easiest to control. This realization changes your behavior. You train your body. You sharpen your discipline. You strengthen your will. Not because you want to harm others, but because you want to know you could. When a man knows his own power, something strange happens. He becomes calmer, more controlled, more deliberate. Because confidence removes the need to prove anything. The loudest men are usually the weakest. The strongest men rarely need to shout. Your anger becomes fuel. Your pride becomes standards. Your ambition becomes direction. The monster inside you stops being your enemy. It becomes your engine. Most people treat time like it never ends. They scroll. They argue. They consume the lives of strangers. Hours disappear. Days disappear. Years disappear. And they wonder why nothing in their life changes. The dangerous man begins to see time differently. Every hour becomes a weapon. Every decision becomes an investment. He asks one question before everything. Does this make me stronger, sharper, more capable, or weaker? Average men waste energy on arguments, on news, on drama, on people going nowhere. But you begin cutting things away, mercilessly, because you understand focus is a form of power. While they scroll, you train. While they complain, you study. While they entertain themselves, you build. Compounding effort creates something strange. A gap. At first, it is small. Then, it becomes uncomfortable for others to see. People will notice the difference. They will say you changed. They will say you are obsessed. Too serious. Too intense. But obsession is often just the word undisciplined people use to describe focus. When energy stops leaking, your life accelerates. Skills compound. Discipline compounds. Clarity compounds. And the man who moves with precision eventually reaches places the distracted crowd cannot even see. Most men fear one thing more than failure: silence. Being alone. 10 minutes without distraction and they panic. They reach for their phones. They turn on noise. Anything to escape their own mind. But something strange starts happening to you. Solitude stops feeling like punishment. It begins to feel like freedom. Because away from the noise, your mind finally becomes clear. Your best ideas arrive in silence. Your strategies form in silence. Your strength returns in silence. The crowd cannot hear the voice that guides your future. The higher a man climbs, the fewer people can breathe at that altitude. The dangerous man accepts this. Not everyone can walk the same path. Not everyone is willing to change. Solitude builds something rare. Inner independence. You stop needing approval. You stop fearing rejection. Because the moment you no longer fear being alone, the world loses its ability to control you. The herd needs each other to survive. But the wolf walks alone, not because he hates the herd, but because he knows exactly who he is. At some point, the world changes. Not physically, but psychologically. You stop seeing random events. You start seeing patterns, motives, incentives, power moving beneath every interaction. Most people live inside the game without realizing there is a game. They react. They complain. They blame luck. But the dangerous man begins to observe. Why did he say that? Why did she react that way? What does this person really want? Human behavior is rarely random. People chase status, security, validation, control. Once you understand those forces, predicting behavior becomes easier than you think. The strategist does not fight every battle. He studies leverage, timing, position, because power is rarely about force. It is about placement. The right move at the right moment changes everything. This perspective changes your life. Conflict becomes information. Failure becomes feedback. People become predictable. And slowly, you stop reacting to the world. You start positioning yourself within it. The moment you begin thinking like this, something shifts. You are no longer a pawn inside the system. You become a player. And players shape the outcome of the game. If you recognize these signs inside you, something has already changed. You stopped needing approval. You mastered your reactions. You removed the pedestals. You moved in silence. You trained your inner monster. You focused your energy. You embraced solitude. And you began thinking like a strategist. This transformation creates a different man. Not louder, not crueler, but sharper, calmer, more difficult to control. Because a man who understands human nature cannot be easily manipulated. But there is a cost. Once you see the game, you cannot unsee it. Power, incentives, psychology. You start noticing everything. Every motive, every manipulation, every strategy. The world stops looking innocent. Many men reach this moment, and they turn back. Because ignorance is comfortable, but you kept walking into the uncomfortable truth that power is part of human nature. The world does not need more sheep. It already has enough. What it needs are men who can face chaos without collapsing. Men who can see human nature clearly and still build order from it. If this journey changed the way you see the world, stay close. There are deeper layers of psychology most people never explore. More strategies, more truths, more lessons about power. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and walk this path a little further.